Stick with me for a minute. I have an interesting take on mind mapping or scripture mapping. Hi, my name is Lindsay Esterline, and I'm the host of the Bible How to Study podcast. And you can find out more at BibleHowTo.com. So, what am I talking about with this whole mind mapping thing? If you haven't seen one of my previous videos, let me give you a quick shot of what I'm talking about. Here's one example that I've done on the mind of Christ and just kind of mapping my thoughts and mapping the scriptures that pertain to that subject area or idea, and then any of the other thoughts that kind of pop off from there. Previously, I shared this mind map on the topic of faith, and I've found that topical mind mapping is much easier than trying to scripture map a story, for example. This is what I ended up with when I was trying to map the story of Elijah in 1 Kings 19. It doesn't look quite as graphical as the other ones in the way that it turned out. It's just kind of a series of little notes and thoughts that I jotted down. So for me, when I was thinking about mind mapping as a big idea kind of tool for Bible study, I was thinking about it, and let me know if this is how you were thinking about it. I was thinking about it as mapping my mind. Where does my mind go when I'm studying scripture? And that makes sense because I'm writing down the thoughts that come to my head or things that I need to explore or follow up on, right? Maybe. So, since I've gotten into mind mapping, of course, the algorithm pops up a few videos here and there that pertain to something that I've posted in the past. And so, lo and behold, a video pops up on my feed where this woman is explaining that narcissistic abusers use mind mapping when it comes to their victims, and it's not mapping their thoughts on their intended target. It's mapping the thoughts and behaviors and habits of their intended partner target. You following me? So basically, what I'm saying is mind mapping or scripture mapping is not about your thoughts as the mapper. But if we follow this pattern, that the definition of mind mapping when it comes to like these interrelational dynamics, right? Because this mind mapping doesn't always have to be for a negative purpose. You might be genuinely interested in learning how your partner thinks and feels and behaves and whatnot, right? So, in that vein, mind mapping is about getting into the mind of Christ. And I was just like, what? I am mapping God's thoughts and desires and thinking processes and things, like I'm mind mapping his will and his character so that I can know him better. So not a huge leap from what I was doing, right? As far as, yes, I am still mapping scripture, but that little tiny tweak in understanding just kind of changes the way that you conduct yourself during the Bible study if you are focused on your thoughts and your ideas and getting those on your paper versus coming to it with a mindset of like, who is this God and what is he communicating to me through this scripture? Are you following me? Am I making any sense? Like this nuanced difference that I'm trying to make, that just, it was a huge difference in my thinking process. Let me know what you think in the comments. And as always, I appreciate you interacting with all the buttons and liking and following and subscribing on other platforms. Blessings.